devotion that I wrote is entitled Whatever I Have and Whatever I Am. And this devotion came about in a time in my life where I was facing some hardships with my health and constantly finding myself at the doctors looking into what the problem was, and we couldn't quite pinpoint what the exact cause of the way I was feeling. And I just think to myself, if I can just get this appointment out of the way, and if I can just get these tests all over and done with, everything will be okay. And I just found myself in this constant place of worry and anxiety. And I remember spending some time with God, and in that time I said, God, all of this anxiety that I'm feeling, I can't get rid of it. What is the best way to get rid of anxiety? And in Philippians 4:6-7, Paul actually gives a pretty direct response to that, and he actually just comes outright and says, don't worry, don't fret or worry, but instead of worrying, pray. Let petitions and praises shape your worries into prayers, letting God know your concerns. Before you know it, a sense of God's wholeness, everything coming together for good, will come and settle you down. It's wonderful what happens when Christ displaces worry at the center of your life. And I remember sitting there thinking to myself, don't fret or worry. Is it really that simple? Every time I would go to the doctors and they'd say, this is what we think the problem is, we go to the test and find out that's not what it was. And it was just such an uncertain time in my life, and it felt like every time we were getting close, something else would happen, and I just felt like I would lose control of the situation. And this sense of, if I can just get to this next stage, get all of this out of the way, I'd be happy. And every time we do that, there was always something else. It's another concern, difficulty that came up. And the truth is, not being able to, not having worry in your life is not about getting everything out of the road to live a worry-free life. It's being able to be content in your circumstances. And that's what Paul goes on to say in verses 11-13 of Philippians, when he says, I've learned by now to be quite content whatever my circumstances. I'm just as happy with as little as with much as with little. I found the recipe for being happy, whether full or hungry, hands full or empty. Whatever I have, wherever I am, I can make it through anything in the one who makes me who I am.